Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to integrate login for Google Play game services in native Android application. Now I am using XML layout, but if you want you can use Jetpack Compose as well, because the UI part is very minimum. All I will do is I will just have one button for login. Now some of you might be wondering, what about register? Like, we don't have to worry about register. So suppose if a Google account is not has never really used Google Play games, then when we click on login, Google will automatically show a pop-up to the user to create all the accounts and select an image. Indirectly it uses the Google's user account, so it doesn't ask the user for a lot of other details. So all we have to do is just worry about the login functionality. Coming to logout, I didn't find anything related to logout. I don't think the API is available. But anyways, let's get started. All I would say is you would require a paid Google Play Console account. So you need to pay, I think, $10 or $12, something like that, to Google, and it is available for lifetime. So you need that, otherwise you can't proceed with this tutorial. So first, once you have created your application, let's head on to Google Play Console to create an app there. Okay, so I'm inside Google Play Console now, and all I have to do is just click on this create app button. So I'll just click on it. Okay, so the next thing is we just have to give it some name. So I will just give it a second try. I mean, you can give it some proper name. I'm trying it out for the second time, that's why I'm giving it a second try. Then here, this is very important, you will have to select this as a game. If you select it as app, you can't use Google Play game services inside your app, so you will have to select it as game. I will just select free. You can, if you want, you can keep it as paid. Then I'll just select this, and then I'll click on create app. So it has created our app. Then you have to go to grow users, play game services, setup and management, go to configuration. Then here, now if you are using any Google Play game services, any API inside your project, then you will have to select this particular option. I am not using yet, so I will just click on create a new gameplay services. Now we have to create a cloud project as well. So we just click on this create new cloud project, and then we just have to click on go to Google Cloud Console. Okay, now I will give it the same name what I have given it on the for creating our Android project on Google Play Console. So I will give it the same name, and I'll just click on create. Now it will create the project for us. Okay, then again I'll go back over here. I will click done over here. Then here you just have to click on refresh cloud projects. Once that is done, just select your project. So my project was a second try. Okay, I think it has still not been available. Let's just wait for a few seconds. I think this does take a little bit of time for the project to get reflected. Okay, let me quickly check if I have done all the steps. Yeah, I have done all the steps. Let's go to over here. Yes, I'll just select this project. I mean, it's not necessary, but yeah, hopefully it should be available. I will just refresh it again. It does take a little bit of time. Okay, so here finally it is available. So I'll just select that, and I'll just click on use. Okay, once that is done, then we'll click on create OAuth consent screen. Then we'll just click on this particular link and open this inside a new tab. Okay, so once you are over here, make sure the project is properly selected at the top. Once that is properly selected, we will have to click on external, then click on create. Then here you will have to give your app some name. Again, be careful with this, give it the same name what you have created on Google Play Console. So I try to keep the name as same just to avoid confusion. Then here you will have to select your support email ID. Just click on this drop down and select your support email ID. I will quickly select it offline because I don't want to show my email ID. And here you have to give your email address as well. So here I will give some different email address. You can keep it the same what you have selected inside your support email ID, so it's up to you. Okay, so the next thing which you just have to do is just click on save and continue. Okay, once this is done, let's come back over here. Let's see. Provide an application name, add the scopes, publish your consent screen, return to Google Play. Okay, let me quickly check my cheat sheet. App name should be same for step 3. Click add credentials. Okay, so I think that's it. So we are done with this. We can just click on confirm configuration. Okay, then we can click on create credentials. Then here we need to create the credentials. So for that, what we can do is just click on this add credential button, and first select Android. Again, the app name is same. Enable anti-piracy, I will keep it as on. I will keep it as off because I'm testing it for like I will be doing some local testing, right? So this is off for now, but I would highly recommend once you're publishing your app to Google Play Console, make sure this is turned back to on. Then here we have to create our OAuth client ID. So for that, we will just click on this create OAuth client ID, and here it is saying go to create OAuth client ID. So I'll just click on this particular link. Okay, and then what we have to do is we have to go to application type, select Android. Here you will have to give your package name. So go to your Android application. You can go over here into Gradle scripts, and this is the application name. So I'll just copy this, sorry, package name I mean. So I'll just copy this. Now for SHA-1 certificate, I will show you two commands. Now ignore this is just a sample project which I had created. So sorry, what you will have to do is just go to the terminal, and you can just I'll just clear everything out, and here you can just type out. Now I'm using the debug APK, that's why I can easily use this particular command /gradlew signing report, something like this. And I think I misspelled it. I misspelled it. Signing, I misspelled it. NNG, something like this. Now it should give us the SHA-1 certificate. Again, be careful, this is only for debug APK. If you're creating a release APK, then you have to run a different command. So for release APK, you need to run this command for release APK. So basically you just have to give this to as a path of release key store. Don't use debug key store, give path wherever your release key store is located. This should be your release alias name, this should be your release store password, this should be your release key password. Okay, then you will get your SHA-1 certificate. I think you can follow this approach as well, which I have shown you, .gradle sublu signing report, but I think for release APK you will have to then change the variant over here to release. So yeah, anyways, let's come back. So this is my SHA-1 for debug one. So I'll just copy this, I'll go back to our application, and I will just paste my SHA-1 over here, and here we will just click on create. Now it will give us the client ID. This is pretty much useless. I will just click on OK. I will again go back to our Google Play Console. Okay, we will just click on done, and let's just refresh this, and I'll select the client ID. Okay, then I'll just click on save changes. Okay, so it has created the client ID for our Android one. Now again I'll go back, I'll scroll down a little. Again I'll just click on add credential, and I will scroll down. No, sorry, wait, I just got confused. Let's go back. We have created, now yeah, we need to create credentials for our game server as well. So again click on add credential, and here I think we'll have to select a game server now. Again I'll keep everything as same. We have to create OAuth client ID, but here now the type is web application. So again I'll just create this particular, click on this particular link. Okay, then inside application type I will just select web application, and yeah, just click on create. And this particular client ID is important. I don't think we will be using this in this particular tutorial, but for some advanced things, this client ID is important, so I'll just copy it for now. Let's see whether we require this or not. The client ID of our web application is important, so I'll just paste it inside my main activity, comment it out, so something like this. Okay, then again I'll go back to our Google Play console. I'll click on done. Then I'll select our auth client ID, so I'll just select this. I'll click on save changes. Okay, so this is also done. Then again I'll just go back, and here we have to add our gameplay services SDK to your APK. So I'll just I think this will open the documentation. So to add this, yeah, I think we just need to copy this particular URL. So I'll just copy this. I'll go to build.gradle of our application. Again I'll just update the mean HD, compile SDK and target SDK to at least 35, and then I'll just copy this, and here we just have to add this particular thing because we are using Kotlin for our Gradle files, and we can use a specific version as well. So here you can see, if you just option enter on macOS, I'm not sure what's the shortcut for Windows. Here you can see it replace with specific version, so I'll just replace it with specific version because that is the good practice. And this other warning is telling me that use version catalog. I don't want to use version catalog, and here given that I change this, it is giving me an error. I will just override it. I know what I'm doing. I'll just click on sync now. If this is already 35 for you or some higher version, don't worry too much about it. And also I will update the Kotlin version as well, because by default they are still using the older Kotlin version. So I'll just update to 1.9.25, and I'll again click on sync now. Then again we'll just go to our Google Play console. So we are done with this as well. Then we just need to publish our project. So just go over here, click on publish your project. So just scroll down. Okay, so here it tells what all things need our attention. So I'll just click on description first, and here I will just give it some my awesome description. Okay, and here you can select a game category. I'll just click on action. Okay, and I don't think so here we also need to give some app icons. So I already have some app icons with the app icon as well as the feature graphic, so I will just use that one. I don't want to waste your time, so you can just create an app icon. I've just used ChatGPT to generate all these icons for me. So yeah, maybe you can do the same thing, and I will just use this particular icon for feature graphic as well. Okay, I think that should be it. Then I'll just click on save changes. Let's see what happens. Okay, so this is done. Again I'll just go to configuration again, and let's click on publish your project again. Let's see what all things are pending. Yeah, ready to publish. Then I'll just click on publish game project. So yeah, it is published now. Also one more thing which I forgot was, you will have to go to your Google Cloud console. So here you can see this is my Google Cloud console, right? For OAuth consent screen, we need to give some testers as well. So here you can see you can add some testers. Just click add users. This is necessary because we haven't published our app to we have not published our app to Google Play, right? That's why we require some testers, and testers are otherwise you won't be able to use a proper Google account. I'm not sure if you can get away without using testers, but I would highly recommend you to add testers if you are in the debugging, if you are using debug APK. So I will just enter my email address, and this is the email address which I had to use whenever I am logging inside my application. So I'll just click on save again. Why is this not working? Okay, I had to press it one more time, and here you can see it has added my email ID. So yeah, hopefully you should be able to do this. Then what we will do inside our application is, I will just go to our activity underscore main, and here I will just create one button. Instead of text view I will use a button, and here I will just give the name as login, and here I will give some ID as well as login. Okay, so pretty simple. And inside our main activity I will just add find view by ID for our login, so that I can add one click listener to our button. So I will just go add our button. Okay, and here I will add r.id dot pass our ID of our button. Okay, and here I will just add dot set on a click listener. Now first what I will do inside on create, there are few things which we have to do. First, initialize the Google Play Services SDK. Once that is done, we will first check whether the user is already logged in or not. If yes, then I will just print the user details, and whatever action you want to take. If the user is already logged in, like navigate to some different screen, you can do that. But if the user is not logged in, then we will just press the login button, ask the user to log in, and then fetch his details. Okay, so the next thing which I have done is that I have added a bit of code. So first we have to initialize the play games SDK. So I will just import that. I will also show you guys my import in case if you are interested. So typically you should initialize this inside your application class. I don't have an application class. If you are using something like Dagger Hilt or any kind of dependency injection, initialize this as soon as possible, maybe inside the application class. That would be a better idea, but I'm not using it. I want to keep things simple, that's why I'm initializing inside the on create method of our main activity. Then here I'm checking whether the user is already signed in. So to do that, again I'll just import this play games. So I have imported this one, and here you can see that we just get the game sign in client. We check whether the user is authenticated and add a complete listener to it. If the authentication task is successful and if the user is authenticated, so here you can see if the user is authenticated, then we need to fetch the user details. So I just do play games dot get players client, passing our main activity current player, add an on complete listener to it. Again I'll just import this, as well as I will import this. So again, if you want, you can check these two imports, and here you can see that I'm just checking if task is successful. Again I'll just import this log as well as this toast. So here you can see I have imported log as well as toast, and here once if the user is already signed in, then the callback will come over here, and we are displaying the player ID, the display name, icon image URL, and if you want to, there are a lot of other fields as well. If you want to see all the fields, just print this out and you will able to see all the fields which are present. Or if you can just do a dot, here you can see there are player ID, icon image URL, display name, current player info, high res image URI, banner image, landscape URI, banner image, portrait URI, all this stuff. I'm not doing printing all the stuff out, but yeah, you can use whatever relevant data is to you. And here I'm just displaying a toast message. In case of error, if the user is not already signed in, then also I'm displaying a toast message. Then you can handle it accordingly what you want to do next. And here you can see if the user disable the integration with or show a login button, clicking on it. So here again, if the user is not signed in, we can just show the login button, or however you want to handle it. Okay, now here is our login button, which I have already shown you an on click listener. So if the user is not already signed in, then we have to use this game sign in client dot sign in dot add on complete listener, passing our sign in task. And here we just check if sign in dot is successful. If successful, then again we do the same thing, play games dot get player client, current player dot add on complete listener. And if task is successful, we are printing all the user details which are there. So you can use whatever user details you want, and if the user is signed in, we just display signed in message, otherwise we display not signed in. And similarly the same thing over here as well, not signed in as well. So yeah, that's it on the code side. We are not really using this, but yeah, anyways, so yeah, that's it on the code side. There is one more thing which I forgot, is you will have to go to your project manifest, android manifest.xml, and here before your activity before your application tag ends, you will have to copy paste this code. Now we require this game services project id as well. So firstly we will create that inside our strings.xml file. Just go to strings.xml, and here we will just create the string name, something like this. Now we require value for this, so that our android error inside our android manifest is gone. Let's go to strings.xml. Now, so to get the project id, again you will have to come to Google Play console and just copy this particular project id. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste it over here. Then I will just rerun my application. Hopefully at the very start we should see again this application is not ran yet. At the very start we should see a toast message saying that not signed in. Once that toast message, because we haven't signed in yet, right? Again my application is still building. I'm mirroring my device, so the output is little bit laggy. Just close this. Okay, it has automatically signed me in. So it is so before practice, like before using this creating this tutorial, I was practicing with some other application, and it has automatically signed in using that particular thing. So if you see over here, okay, not this one. If you see like I did not have to press the login button, because it took the credentials from my previous practice project. So here you can see it took this floral landmark was my name. This is the image. There are more details as well for this. So these are all the details for so you can use this however you feel like. Suppose if you are getting not signed in as a toast message, I was expecting a not signed in, but I think it automatically took it from my other app. So if let's see what happens if I click on login now. So it is already saying I have signed in. It's like this is very difficult to now log out, but you can see again, if I just clear this out, if I click on login again, here you can see it is displaying all the details. So here you can see it is again displaying all the details which I had. If you're doing this for the very first time, you will see a pop-up from Google. Let me try to clear my cache and come back. Let's see if I'm able to show you guys the pop-up or not. I will try to rerun my application. Hopefully this works. I have tried to clear some cache of my previous application which I made before doing this. Okay, this is not working. It is automatically still signing in, but if you're doing this for the very first time, it will show you not signed in, and once you try to sign in, it will display a pop-up like a Google Play games pop-up, and it will ask you like choose a player or choose whatever you. If the user is already using this Google Play games in some other app, then he would be automatically sign in just like it is showing it for me. Sorry, I couldn't replicate this. It's very tough to replicate because there is no logout API as well for this, but hopefully you got the point. Thank you for watching. Bye.